Oh, you motherfuckers. You think you can do this to me? I'm the man up in this face. Who the fuck you think you fucking with? I run shit here. King Kong ain't got shit on me. I'ma burn this motherfucker down.
X Factor like Dez Bryant, my boy 88. Watch Dream Light when you living like a heavyweight. This ain't a 1 week thing, we grind like every day. They know my destination, Devi, like I hang with Ray. If they ain't know my name, I bet they know my name today. Treat this mic like a HEM, let's make a trade today. Drop this on Fizzle Friday, cause that's my favorite day. And I'm gonna do it my way, cause that's my favorite way. They tried to put me on the shelf like I'm layaway. Told me it ain't no way, so I made a way. Welcome to South Harmon. I'm glad you here today.
Hey, you know we glad y'all here. You know I'm glad to be here. You know what I'm saying? I got my boy ATM in the building. How we feeling today, my boy? How we feeling?
What's going on, man? Ready to do this thing, you know? How are you?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm here, brother. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. You know how we get down, man. I was looking. I just realized, bro. I say this every time. Is this it right here? Okay, never mind. Hold.
Hey, whatever you just did, got the dog messed up, got the show. What happened? What was that? That's awesome. Now I can't hear nothing. He killed it.
It's my neighbors, bro. My dog hates my neighbors, and every time they walk, he just goes crazy. So we back, baby. We back. Get him out of here. We back. It's Fizzle Friday, dog barking Friday. We in the building. I was looking for some music. I was gonna play a little bit of some beats, man, while we was rapping. Then my dog said, "Forget them beats. I'm kicking bars." You know what I'm saying? So
gotcha.
We're gonna crank a little bit of this music, man, in the background. But again, welcome. We here, baby. We in the building. My boy over there chilling, man. He got the throwback. I had to put on me a little throwback, man, because you know they hate me, but they love to hate me. So, you know, we here, man. How we gonna do this over, ATM? How we feeling, brother?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'll admit, I checked back home. I live about 25 minutes from my parents' house, which, believe it or not, it's the house I grew up in. So I was like, I've been wanting to go back over there and get my old throwback jerseys, like from back in the day. And I was like, Dad, come on, man. I know they're somewhere. And I know he only half looked and it's snowing out there, but I was going to go get my LT jersey, man. My LaDainian Tomlinson Chargers powder blue, but that's going to have to be saved for another day. So Mike Evans it is for today.
Yeah, about to say, hey, man, the orange sherbet don't hurt either, brother. You know
no. It's not. It's just I have never busted out the old throwback powder blue, you know. Listen, man, this is the OG days. If you know, this is a Reebok, like the actual jersey they wore back then. So, you know.
So look, short story. I actually got me a Reebok Dallas customized jersey, and bro, when I tell you those are the heaviest jerseys you ever gonna wear, like those Nike jerseys, you could tell they breathable, they're a little more flexible. That Reebok jersey, I feel like I need shoulder pads on under it. Bro. Well, it's heavy as hell, man.
Well, that's not really part of the show today. So we're talking, we kind of wanted to do something off the cuff where it's just rank the jerseys and going across all the NFL teams and then some of their in particular jerseys, right? What I'll say though is while I think right now, especially when you watch a lot of the throwbacks coming back into the game, you just look at them like, dang, why did we ever leave some of these throwbacks, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is the jersey progression is crazy. And if you played sports, like I was talking to my homeboy about this literally a couple of days ago. I was over his house. I was like, man, we used to hoop with like a cutoff undershirt on, boxers. It was crazy. Now they have with all the new equipment and the Under Armour stuff, the Nike Dry Fit, you don't even feel like you're just floating out there. There's nothing on you. Back in the day, like you're talking, these jerseys were heavy, a lot of cotton in there. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. And the worst part about them is that, you not playing football. You know what I'm saying? You wearing them to just walk around, chill, look cool, and this heavy ass jersey on. It's like I still got it. I wore it to Dallas my first time. And I said, bro, this jersey is like hot because I'm in Texas with it. So I'm burning hot in this big, stupid Mike All-Stock filling jersey. And Nike did a good thing by, kind of revamping the image and how they feel and how they look. So, and plus, shout out to Nike, man, for on draft day giving us the printed jerseys with the rookies. That was one of the dopest things they did because when they first did that, I was like, oh, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? To walk off stage with that, not that number one blank jersey that you walk off with. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Yeah, that was good to see, man. But we got some people up in the chat, ATM, man. Now that Big Jeezy has calmed down, my dog ain't tripping, man. So let's see what we got. My boy D Walk in the building, man. Shout out D Walk. Yeah, man. You know that. Oh, he said with a new icon there, bro. We gonna have that popping real soon, bro. We gonna get that up in a minute. Oh, he said, is that the new icon? Nah, that's the one. I guess you talking about your background, ATM. I think that's the old one.
This one here, right here.
I guess so. That's the only icon I see.
That's the OG shithead right there, man. The neon lighting.
He said that South Harmon vibe, so he checking it out, man. So I appreciate you looking out for it, brother. We're gonna have that up for you soon. DB, what up, DB, man? Always good to see my boy DB up late, man. I mean, he up late on Thursday to kick it with us, but always good to see my boy tapping in, man. We gonna get him on the show. We gonna crack the code.
We're going to
crack the code, man. We're gonna get him out here on these dynasty stream streets, man.
Listen, Fizz, he doesn't know it yet. All right, he don't know it yet, but it's coming to fruition.
It's coming.
I've seen the future. Yeah,
it's coming, man. It's coming, man. So we gonna get you on here, DB, for sure. J Cap, man, what's up with you, bro? It definitely, man. Listen, the uniform and equipment has drastically improved. There's no question about it. It's crazy because they had less concussions, or maybe they didn't know what concussions were. But
there you go. I was just going to say, like, all these guys walking around with CTE. That's all it is.
Exactly. So I'm gonna take that back. What I was about to say, but I will say the equipment is lighter, so you would think that maybe might have did more damage and not with less protection. But at the end of the day, like we just said, maybe back in the day they had concussions and didn't even know. So I can't really stamp that one. But yeah, man, tonight we wanted to bring something fun, something cool with y'all, change the vibes up, you know, South Harmon way, and pull out some old jerseys, man, whether it was ones in our closet, ones in your closet. I would have sent the flyer out early and told y'all to, you know, rock a jersey and wear it with us, man. But since you ain't on,
we kind of came up with this a little bit last minute, though.
We did. But one of these days, bro, we're gonna have to do like a community thing where we just have everybody post their jersey, and this is what I want to do, because they did this at the expo last year. Let's see if we can get 32 jerseys, bro, in our Discord, man. Let's see if we can get between different people, each person wear a different jersey. Let's get 32 of them in the Discord, bro. That's my goal for this year. So that's something I want to put together, and we make like a collage or something with everybody. So if you in the Discord, you signed up, tapped up with us, get your home jersey or your away jersey, and we're gonna make us all 32 teams from all
everybody.
Across the board. Yeah,
I like
that.
I like that.
Let's get that, man. So whoever looked the flyers, I might hook you up with something. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we get
a little South Harmon take home present, you know.
Yeah. That's something I just thought of, but you know, we moving on the fly, baby. So without further ado, man, let's get it cracking, man. Let's see what side you want going. Are we going NFC, AFC? We going throwback, newer, old jersey, ugly jersey?
All right. Let's start. Let's start happy. Let's start happy. Let's start on a good note. Just give me for you, like some of the jerseys you think of before we get in particular on the, you know, is a throwback or the alternates or the color rushes.
Give me a wild comment, right?
What we got? Just still. Oh wow.
Hey, it's yours. Wear it, man.
I mean, as long as I don't know, 27. If it's you just say it's Dobbins, you know.
Just don't wear it in the elevator, brother. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Don't wear it in the elevator. You good to go, man.
Until they see the back is Rice, you good, man. Because it could be JK, it could be anybody, you know.
For sure. But what you about to say, ATM? My bad, bro.
Nah, you good. I was just gonna say, like for you, what are some jerseys you think of as far as just like the generic standard ones, right? Over time, not the alternates or the color rushes, the throwbacks necessarily, just in general, like your jerseys that you think of are up there, the ones that you like particularly.
Well, I'm gonna start with the ones that I'm not gonna say that I don't like, but I'm gonna say the teams that I don't like, that don't switch up things. They're just too traditional, right? We got teams like, I mean, we seen Green Bay had some throwbacks, but those was like back when they was wearing leather helmets. So I think teams now, like the Raiders, like the Cowboys, like the Steelers, like when you see teams like the Jaguars changing their helmet styles up, and I know that's like a new branding thing because the team isn't really selling tickets and they trying to, you know, fix things up. But I just kind of hate like the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. I don't ever think they're going to change anything about their uniforms because they're just so traditional. You know what I'm saying? So That's the one thing I don't like is we need to break tradition. I just think it's too many old owners that are still stuck in those old times. Jerry Jones, prime example of just staying back to the code and not switching it up. So I say all that to say some of my favorite staples. Are we talking current or throwback or which
Yeah, it can be any. It can be any. I mean, what I was just talking more so is their standard jerseys, not necessarily like committing to one jersey. Like I like this team's color rush jersey or whatever. Just if you just think about their generic overall jerseys.
And now you got me thinking we missed one, so I'm gonna bring that up while we talking. But cool. I will say my one today. Let's just say today, if I had to turn on the TV today and look at a jersey and say, "Damn, I need that." That's tough, bro. Because I don't want to say the wrong team because people gonna clown me forever. So,
listen, man, just embrace it. Just be fizzle.
Put my pride to the side on this one.
Yep.
Okay, let me think.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'll say this. At the end of the day, outside of a few clear, ugly, terrible jerseys, maybe more than a few, but outside of that, like this is kind of just preference.
For sure.
It's. I think there's right and wrongs, but that's for me. It's always gonna be subjective, not objective.
So I'm gonna say this. I would buy the jersey based off the player today. If we talking today and I had to it had to be a player, and I don't care what the color is, I can't buy it if it ain't my guy in the jersey. Okay. So man, I'm gonna go Atlanta Falcons, man. That black and red hit every time, bro. That I mean, and it ain't even like a color thing where you would think like, oh, that's so amazing to the eyes, but just that simple black with the red outline Falcon, man. That's a fire jersey, man. I would have to say Atlanta Falcons. They might be up there for me.
Okay.
Just something you could wear every day, any color shoe. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't got to overmatch it. You just step out in that black and red, baby, and you looking good. So
that's fair. I think when I look at the Falcons jerseys, I feel like this is actually a good example for me to talk about what you were speaking to earlier, where it's like certain teams are just by and large, there's not that many jerseys of them, right? They hardly even have alternates. They're just
facts.
They're just standardly who they are. Now, the NFL, when you think about it over time in history, you got a team like you talked about with the Jags. That's a newer team, very new team, an expansion team. I actually feel like their first jerseys were the best. They finally went back to them this year, but they still trying to do some stuff. And like some of those helmets they changed to ended up being terrible. Now, at least they were trying stuff to your point. But like when you talk about the Falcons, I feel like some of the jerseys they started when they make changes, it made it worse. Like I think the old school, like Dion, I don't know if you want to put him up, start off with, but
are you gonna start off with the Falcons? Okay.
Yeah, I mean you brought him up. Like now listen, you want to talk about it's funny if you were to look at this jersey and those shoulder pads and all that. Man, this gear had to be so heavy. You see that R down there? That's Riddell for those that don't know. That's Russell equipment, man. That shit was heavy and cottony and hot. Carried all that sweat with you.
And just imagine how fast he was running. He was running in that jersey. Like,
no, that's the other thing.
If he was in today's jersey, he might have ran a little faster for real.
Listen, Fizz, so my senior year, we had to wear team shoes the whole time, right? My senior year, these jumps finally broke on me, right? And we had 4 games left. And I'm like, you know what, man? I'm not asking coach about I'm just gonna wear my shoes. So I wore some retro Jordans. Bro, I wore a pair of 14s that were never worn in the box from the 90s. Let me just say, bro, that it was horrible playing in them things. Absolutely terrible. Feet hurt. They're heavy. Like that's what they all used to play in. So there's definitely an aspect of that to think about from back in the day.
For real.
But these jerseys in the current stand, like the throwbacks to me are the best ones by far. I think some of the ones they weren't too crazy, but they just didn't look as good. They did a little too much with the variations they had after these, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but I like them.
I mean, but as far as like that Dion, like who you think put the stamp on the Falcons?
My internet is tripping balls today, Adam. So I am blurry, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said it earlier, but you're not bad. Maybe you need to close out some apps. You got some apps closed open or something?
No, I was gonna say. I mean, I can restart real quick though. My internet was doing that earlier with Eric too. Damn. I wonder. You know what? There's a storm over here, bro. I wonder if that probably has a lot to do with it.
That could be it. That could be it. Because that's what I said earlier. I thought maybe it was me, but you it's not bad. You just a little like you got to squint your eyes. You know how you squint your eyes and it look blurry? That's what you look like a little bit. But
man, if I look that blurry, I need to restart my damn computer, I think, or something.
I mean, you do what you gotta do. I can hold it down, man, until you get
all
back.
right. Hold it down. We'll see if I can come back.
I got you. I'm gonna kick it with the people, man. But yeah, man,
I'll be right back, DB.
I got you, bro. Do your thing. But yeah, so talking to the people. Oh, dang, Dion, right up. Talking to the people, man. Who do y'all think was like the staple of this Falcons like jersey? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I think it was Dion. I'm not sure if it was really anybody else that I could think of. I know Andre Rison, you know, he had his time in the jersey. I gotta say Dion, man. Prime time to me. I wish we had the red one up here. ATM only clipped the black one, but he got to get the one with Dion with the bandana on, man. That was the real Deion Sanders to me, bro. Prime time with the bandana on the jersey. That right there was like the staple of Atlanta. When I think of Atlanta and the Falcons and that whole era, it got to be prime time to me. I don't know if y'all can think of any other players. I mean, you got Jamal Anderson. He, you know, did the Dirty Bird. I can't think of too many other Atlanta Falcons players that had this jersey on in that style, though, that we can say, like, you know, made me want to go buy it or look at it as a staple. It's one of them jerseys, man. I'm literally thinking, man, if anybody got a player, man, please throw them at me. But I'm literally trying to think, like, why the hell is Dion all right here in the play? But I'm literally trying to think of who else. Vic, yeah, well, we gonna get to Vic, bro, because Vic wore the newer ones. I'm saying like the old version, that staple of where it was back in the day with him. Vic, we got Vic coming up soon though. But I'm just saying the first ones like these, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's Dion though, if you ask me. I mean, primetime was that guy, man. And even today's game, he would have had the gold chains hanging out, and that would have been even better. So I'm gonna give it the prime time for this one, man. On who's the best one. Hold on, ATM. I moved you out. There we go. Boom.
We're good. How am I now? Am I better?
Good now, baby. We all the way good now. So
all right. Cool.
Yeah. So like I said, man, before we move on to the next person, though, I asked the people who you think was the staple for this jersey. When you think of the Atlanta Falcons and that time, is it any other player than Dion?
That time, nah. I mean, they had some guys if you were paying attention, but not better than Dion. Nah.
Yeah. I want to say that he was the one that brought this jersey to light, in a sense. So, I guess, man, look, we gonna give Dion prime time, his flowers on this one, and I'm gonna let you jump to the next one. I brought the Atlanta Falcons out, man. So you bring up the next one, ATM, and let's see if we can meet halfway. You know? Yeah.
Well, this one to me, I'll just put it up here, is the Kelly Green Saquon, and I put it with the whole shebang in there because I feel like
he got the whole everything. Like
the socks
down to the socks, right?
Not as important, but like the gray pants also I feel like really are an understated part of this that hit well. The helmet, everything. It's crazy to think about how all the different jerseys they've had, none of them touch the old staple of the 80s Kelly Greens, but they finally brought these back in a big way. Saquon.
I ain't gonna lie to him. I think you did it no justice, bro. You got to put that Reggie White in that thing, bro. That Reggie White should have, because he was like you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying you got to do it now, but I'm just saying he was like the staple of that image. Like, he
definitely started it. This was just the image I pulled with Saquon. It was literally last week, so it was like watching him in that jump was crazy to me. Just how good they look when they're form fitted and all that. Because when you throw on some of these old jerseys and these old time images, it's like, man, what are we looking at? It looks so outdated, you know?
Yeah, nah, for real. But now it's just to see, the problem is it ain't the jersey, it's the picture and the quality.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the quality of the picture from back in the day kind of makes you not appreciate how good the jerseys were. Like when I look at those old NBA games and they show the throwback games, I'm like, bro, it's so blurry and ugly. Like, I don't even want to watch it. But the game was hella good. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know, sometimes it's a little rough watching the old school VHS tapes, man. But
big time.
But that Kelly Green though, man. Much as I hate the Eagles, bro, that Kelly Green is one of them ones from back then to today. You walking around with a Kelly Green on, bro, I might gotta dap you up. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm at least let you know that Jersey 5, but y'all some trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
for sure.
Kind of whisper that and let it be known. But That Kelly Green hit hard every time, bro.
Where would you put these in your overall ranks of jerseys? The Kelly Greens, like, are they up in the? Are they in the elite tier at least? Like, I'm serious for you.
I'm not gonna lie, we ranking them.
Let me just before we rank them. Do they make the elite tier? That's what I'm asking. Are they like
100%?
Okay, all right. That's all I needed to know.
We're talking like top 4.
Okay.
And I can't even think of the other 3, but I'm gonna say top 4 for sure.
Dang, that's really hot. That's really up there. Okay, all right, good. I was curious if you were gonna have too much shade on this because just the fact that they're the Eagles. All right, cool.
We talking like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels tier, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at with it. So, yeah, that Kelly Green is hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you can't. I feel like you can't really knock it. It's also, to me, one of the things about it too is like. The current everything is different. The color they changed the color a little bit, right? So more of a forest color versus this Kelly Green color. You have the logo change. The whole thing is very different in my opinion now. So I just they'll never go back. I don't think to these as the OG, like the new way of having the same color scheme. But I would love to see them do that, honestly. Like if they had this as more of a staple. Also, the way the Eagle had the football and all that, and the old logo was sick.
I ain't gonna lie. That's the part I don't like. The old logo, I don't like it.
For real? Oh, I love that. I just think
the bird look like I don't know. I say this. It fits the time though. It looked like an old school bird though. It don't look like a newer bird. So I do like the newer bird's appearance, but with knowing that it's an old jersey, I think that bird does fit. Like, you know what's going on in the picture. So
yeah, I mean, even if they did like if they wanted to modernize that old logo a little bit, I could get behind that too. But I just feel like the new stuff is just not quite the same. It's not quite as good as the old stuff, believe it or not.
Nah, I don't think it ever will be, bro. To keep it a buck with you.
I'm gonna get this Reggie White in here before you know it. But just let me know. If you ask, you shall receive on South Harmon.
You can kick it back in. I think the next one I'm gonna just jump to randomly. We won't have like no set. We kind of just going off the cuff. But since we already brought up the Dion, we might as well just bring it back up and we're gonna go Mike Vick, man. Mike Vick, when they kind of revised it, like if you looked at the Dion one, the throwback,
very different.
You know what I'm saying? Like they had the different color shoulders. It honestly, you look at the sleeves, right? The sleeves are a lot shorter than the Dion one. The Dion one looked like almost like a one of those too big long sleeve shirt or short sleeve shirts. You know how like when you got jean shorts and they go past your knees too long, like that's what Dion arms look like in his jersey. So you bring up the Mike Vick one. This was almost like it fit the times. You know what I'm saying? It matched the shoes he made. It just looked a lot more hipper and cooler, man. And Mike Vick, but I think Mike Vick at one time did with an old one, right? When he first came in his rookie year, didn't he have an old one on?
So I think they wore some of the throwbacks, but I don't think they had. I think he played the throwback though.
If you think about that Minnesota play when he ran that 60,
that's exactly what I'm saying. They were wearing the throwbacks though. I think. I don't think that was the jersey.
Okay. Because I was about to say I do remember Vick without those different color stripes on his shoulders, so on the arms. You know what I'm saying? So they did at one point wear some old ones, but they might have just been like a throwback night. So you could be right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just wore the throwbacks versus the Vikings that night.
Okay. But I mean, this was a new look, man, a new vibe. And I honestly think if Vic didn't get in this situation, man, Vic would have been looked at as, I mean, I know Lamar Jackson is leading the league in rushing at quarterback and this and that, but with social media, what it is now, if it's just like Allen Iverson, it's just like Mike Tyson, right? Like those guys, when they came out, we was like, what are these? Are these like humans? You know what I'm saying? So knowing Mike Vick at that time, bro, it just would have been if social media was here and without the, ups that little road that he went over and got caught up with his situation, man, I just think Mike Vick would have been listed as one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, he is from the fans aspect, but man, it would have been, I was a ride or die Allen Iverson fan. I was a ride or die Vic fan. Anytime I think quarterback, that's probably why Lamar is my guy so hard, because Vic was my guy. So but this jersey right here, though, since we're talking jersey, this jersey was just fire, though, man. I can't remember the black one, though. I don't remember the black updated one. I remember this one, but I don't remember the black one.
It's just like that, except for, so get this, right? One of the things I remember about it, they had the red and
I remember I had a red one.
So they wore the red and the white primarily, actually, at this time. They didn't wear the black as much.
The black one, yeah.
The red, if you remember, was weird is see these the shoulders are red here, right?
Yep.
The red ones, they stayed the same, and it was just barely accented with white. I remember this vividly. The black one actually was like, what's crazy about it was the black one was the alternate, and I think they didn't wear it for like a year or two, and they brought it back, and everyone was like, oh, the black one's fire. Like Mike Vick almost made the black one cool again, but that was kind of what they always had back in the day. The black one was very similar as well. Just if you think about the white in the middle part was all black. And then the sleeves stayed the same with the red, the white, and the black. I'm sure I can find a image of it. But, yeah, the jerseys just – I feel like these were definitely – you just always will think of Mike Vick when you look at these jerseys.
Every time.
But I feel like they did a little too much with them, in my opinion.
I like, bro, back in the day, I worked at Finish Line. I had the Mike Vick shoes, and these was literally like a mirror image of that jersey. Like they literally had the strap across. It came with those little wristbands. Remember we used to wear those in like early 2000s, those little rubber band wristband things.
Yeah. Yep.
Bro, we used to take all of them
What you mean?
There we go. Right
there.
There we go, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If you bought a pair of Vicks from my store, you ain't had them because we was taking all of them out of the
Really? Yeah. I remember these are actually from the expo. You can see none of the lettering anymore. But
okay. I still got them. I got like a memory shoe box with like stuff from 2001, bro. So I still got like maybe 2 or 3 of them wristbands in there.
The battlegrounds wristbands were the best, man. The battlegrounds.
Yeah, those are the times, man. What a time to be alive, my bro.
What a time. People will never understand nowadays.
They don't know, bro. They don't know.
All right. Well, then let's go.
What you got next?
Yeah. All right. We'll go to
If you see me looking down, I'm working on this other one too. Oh, there we go. See,
there's the Reggie for those that wanted it. You know,
you gotta put some respect on the name, man. That's
Big Reggie. Now look, those honestly, just think about that, right? This for this time in that picture, that's really not that bad. Like it's not. Those had to be the cleanest back in the day for sure at this time.
Nah, they look good. But I will say, doesn't the green look a little darker than the new? Like the new one look a little brighter.
Oh, for sure. All of the. You know what? Here, I'll go to one that I had pulled if I can find it. Maybe.
Yeah, the new one definitely look a little brighter.
I'm trying to pull up. Let's see if I can get it to come up here. Where is it? Well, I'm trying to pull up is the Fred Taylor Jacksonville one because it speaks to the same thing you're talking about here.
Yeah. Because when I saw the Fred one, it's almost like back then. They didn't use brighter color, maybe because back then the times was different, man. Everything was kind of a little more dull, a little more settled. Nowadays, it's more vibrant, more
I will say there's a little bit of truth to that, but I also think the primary thing you have to remember how you were just talking about how bad the jersey was. We just didn't have. I don't think they had at the time the ability to like make that jersey pop like that. I don't think they had the ability to make the ink or whatever was going into it that bright. They just didn't have that type of ability.
But you know what's crazy? Because once I said it, I started thinking, remember the 80s and the early 90s? That was all popping green, lime, neon colors, right? Remember that? Like,
but now to the point, like I think if you go back then, this was probably very bright back then. Yeah, you're just we're just not used to.
And back in those days, bright colors weren't as manly as they are now. Like, you wanted to kind of be like a man in a sense. Like your manhood meant a lot back then. So
people were doing more than just clowning you back then. They were
facts. They were like
hounded.
wasn't no Camerons and Kanye's walking around with pink on back in the day. So like this right here, I like this subtle one though. It looks smooth. It looked good.
Really, this one does look. Honestly, I think it's kind of crazy because this was an expansion team with no history, with no classic vibes. But man, that jersey was smooth. I really feel like, and they kept trying to change it and find their own identity. They're going to go back to this, I hope, more so. But the new ones, if you look at it, this teal color, honestly, look how muted that looks. Bro.
It do. It look good.
The new teal color though, honestly, pops. So I really like this jersey, the logo, everything about it. The Jaguars in general, though, if I was going to rank their jerseys outside of this, like they just started getting really bad and ugly.
Yeah,
they were tough. The Blake Bortles helmet is the worst helmet I think I've ever seen in football.
No, that by the time Blake Bortles got there, bro, they were cooked.
Dude,
they were cooked.
that Jaguars helmet from Blake Bortles that had like the black and the gold was just
that little spray painted looking like.
I can't imagine, seriously imagine like the NFL and the teams, like you're hiring somebody to do all this, and that's the work that they end up settling on. That's crazy to me.
Nah, you speaking all facts, bro. That junk was hot garbage. I ain't gonna lie to you. But the crazy part is, actually my mother's one of her best friends at work, her coworker, he was best friends with Byron Leftwich. So with my brother being a Jaguars fan, he used to hook him up with all type of stuff, bro. My brother got all type of Jaguars gear. And I used to be like, dang, that's fire that he got it like literally from Byron Leftwich. But man, this joint look ugly, man. This is ugly. Like it's ugly, but it's fire that you got it. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
He got all the signature. He was getting a lot of stuff, right? Especially, I think it was one year did the Jaguars make the playoffs when Byron Leftwich. They had a good season where oh look, there you go, right there. I already knew he was going. There you go.
Duval. I will say the Jaguars as a whole, terrible jerseys, but the old schools honestly were the best in my opinion. Fred Taylor and them. What's crazy about little known fact about the Jags and the Panthers, for expansion teams, they both made the playoffs hella quick. I don't know if people remember that or not.
You said the who?
And the Panthers. Jaguars and Panthers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Remember they went almost to the Super Bowl in like the first. What, it was before the first 10 years, that's for sure, right?
Yeah, I think it was in their second season. I believe it was 1997.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now they kind of like never went back, but at least they was
No, but I mean, okay, think about it this way. So the 1997, they were 9-7, right? And I believe let's just go back, and I don't want to misspeak, so I want to make sure this is correct exactly as I remember it. So they were 1997, 9-7, and then let's pull up the Panthers, because how it works, an expansion team, they literally they don't need to do this anymore because they feel like they have it at the right teams with 32. They don't want to break up the divisions and the conferences. So
it's
unlikely to happen again, right? But in expansion, though, right, that means they're making a brand new franchise, and like they have nothing. So when they do that, the expansion draft is kind of crazy. That'd be fun to. Honestly, it's like, imagine in Dynasty, you get to protect certain players, right?
Yeah.
If you have new teams come into your league, you get to protect certain players, but everybody else can be drafted by this new team. And they literally drafted from all the players that people said they don't want to protect and made the playoffs, both of them in 2 seasons. That's absolutely crazy. That's an off jersey conversation, but just something crazy to think about there.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars had that good run, man, but it was pretty fluke, but they did their thing, man. They did what they had to do. So,
man, you really don't just because Young Molly likes him, you hate it, huh?
Nah, man, I had to hear that garbage, man, from the next room. We was living in Mom's house.
Speaking of that crap, the way Fizz is talking, we might as well put these up right now, man. The Bumblebee.
Yeah, man, they look like what's that movie, bro? The Mean Machine. Like if they had to go up against so they look like jail uniforms, bro, right? Like
they look like convict. They honestly look like convict uniforms. They 100% do. Like the vibes and the colors and the way in which they're coming across, but then also the way that they have the numbers patched. I mean, granted, this is like a super, super old jersey, so that's why it's that way. Like this is back when they couldn't just put 84, right? The number on there. They that's literally from a patch. They had a huge patch to get the number on there.
It looks bad. Like it looked like a picture. You know how when we crop background, like it looked like they didn't crop the background and just put the whole thing on there. Like it's a horrible looking. And then the worst part was they was a good team and winning games in them. So it made it look like, damn, you want to root for them, but they was just ugly uniforms, bro. Like I had to pull this one out the hat.
Just to let people know too, though. So like they are absolutely insane looking. They're terrible looking, right? But
yeah,
these were from 1934 to give people context. So like
makes sense.
That's why like I wanted to speak on that number thing. That they literally back then, to get a number on there, they put a whole patch on there, and then they put a 8 on there and then a 4. So is the reason they look so ugly. To me, what's just crazy is they actually wore them back in that 2012 year with AB and with Lev and those guys, man. That team was good too. Yeah, that was the funny part, is that team was really good. So they, that's
like, what I'm saying. Like
despite all the despite all the media, they're like, man, forget it. We gonna keep wearing these things.
Nah, facts. Nah, that was a good pull, bro. Cause that joint right there, that was one of the worst ones, man. I actually just uploaded this one, man. So we're gonna go double take on this one, man. We're gonna go double throwback, color rush and the throwback, man. Yeah, and I had to show JSN a little bit of love.
I got DK and Noah Fant on this one. So
Noah Fant, your boy. I know that's your boy. So.
Yeah, and then JSN is also my boy, but I just don't think I can get 3 jerseys of the same. I just don't think I can.
That's
do that. But I will say, so the Seahawks jerseys overall, when you look at the, I'll call this like the Russ era, the Marshawn Lynch era, whatever, the Legion of Boom. They're not bad, honestly. The color rushes were pretty sweet too. When they first came out. They were one of the ones. Honestly, so many of the color rush jerseys were so bad that the Seahawks also, I feel like, got a little bit of a bump up because they were slick and they were one of the color rushes that hit. So many color rushes were just trash, garbage, man. Like, what are we doing? Those Thursday night games would be hard to watch.
I was just about to say, I want to say one of the worst ones that I don't got a picture of. So. Y'all can look it up, but the Texans, bro. The Texans had one of the basic, most garbage, cheesy looking Thursday night jerseys I ever seen. Like,
nah, dude,
what is this? I remember
those so bad, bro.
Like you said, the Thursday night games was the worst, bro.
I'm curious if you remember. To me, there was a clear loser, winner, whatever you want to call it, for worst color rushes. And Young Molly, you might cover your ears because them Jags ones were the worst jerseys I ever seen. They looked like mustard, diluted.
Oh, yes, I remember those. They look like honey mustard.
Dog, they were, bro. I'm pulling this up so y'all can see.
The Dijon mustard. They was Dijon mustard, bro. They was hot garbage, right?
Those were the worst jerseys.
What's so funny?
The worst jerseys I think I ever seen, bro. Honestly,
my brother had one of those too.
No, he got the color. Oh no.
Of all the ones he could have got.
But he got that for the free though, right?
Nah, that one wasn't free. He got to keep it. It might have been like a Christmas gift though, so I ain't gonna knock him.
How much? No. No,
it might have been like a Christmas gift.
If you get that on a Christmas gift, you gotta find a way to exchange that thing. Like, it just bro.
It might have been like a Christmas gift, but he definitely had one of those color rush, those Dijon mustard jerseys, bro. Like those, you're right. Those are some of the worst color rush jerseys in history, bro. Okay, can I tell you what makes it those in particularly that much worse is the fact that those jerseys, right? They were those bumblebees. The reason they're so bad is because they were from like 100 years ago, right? I'm gonna switch it to Malik Neighbors, right? This one here is very similar from like I forget what year exactly. I hadn't looked it up recently, but long time ago. Now the fact that they wore this in their first game this year, crazy. But the difference is the Blake Bortles jerseys, those honey mustard garbage. That was a jersey they created after 2000. Like y'all have everything you want to. And you just made those. Yeah, like you made those in a new millennium. Like, what were you thinking, bro?
Just and the crazy part, the color. The idea was to try to be cool and to also have one color that makes the whole jersey. Like you pick the worst color and the worst everything for those. That's just
for real.
There's no. Imagine going out there like Fizz. Imagine trying to be serious. One thing I don't. If you have played sports, either way, look good, feel good, play good is something I very much am a part 100%. Of. Like, you give 100%. Me some dog shit shoes or some like terrible looking whatever, like I'm still gonna go play my best, but I'm gonna be thinking about how trash these are and like, are they looking at me funny in the stands? And like, dang, let me get these off.
Especially when you go back and look at the film when somebody was recording, you like, nah, bro, I violated. I should have stepped my game up with the fit at least. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And so
I will say this though, ATM.
Yeah,
you do say that the best dress in a pickup game at outside is the worst player. Like that's the one that care about his outfit more than the game. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that though.
Yeah. Now there's levels to that, right? Like if you're worried about how everything looks and is all done up correctly, like yeah, there's definitely certain stoppage to like, nah, it doesn't need to be that serious. Accessories and all that.
My mom's got me laughing. She said she went to Seattle game.
Nice.
She saw those ugly lightning bug jerseys.
That's
man, those jerseys fire, man. You tripping, man.
Hey, but going back to that, let's go ahead and go back to these ones, right? Put it back up. The comment. Yeah, because those ones of the Color Rush experiment were actually good ones. So
Nah, I like those. I'm gonna say mom's tripping, man. Them things was
I mean, but the whole idea of Color Rush was to be loud, to be one color, and to like have it pop. But the Jaguars, I had to at least shout them out, man. That's what they're good for right there.
for real.
You know?
And you know what was similar though? Similar ugly, and I had them. The Los Angeles Rams all gold ones. Them things was ugly, bro.
Oh,
And
no.
I had a jersey and the hat. They had like a almost like the Jaguars colors with the half spray paint black. They had the blue
Right.
with the fading gold. I had both. It was a Marshawn Lynch jersey. I mean, not Lynch. It was a Marshall Faulk jersey.
Marshall Faulk. There you go.
Marshall Faulk jersey and the hat, and it was the all gold one. That was the ugliest jersey I ever bought.
I was about to say, I don't remember when I wasn't gonna fact check you. I was like, Marshawn Lynch played for the Rams. When did I miss that?
And I was in middle school when I bought that jersey, or high school, like 9th grade, bro. It was the ugliest jersey I ever bought, bro. I never forget that.
Yeah.
Hey, you got me dying laughing with this Horse and Carriage New York jerseys.
Those are bro. Those ones were so bad, man.
Not the
so
Cameron Horse and Carriage jersey. Come on, bro.
That's terrible, bro.
Nah. But I ain't gonna lie though. I will say this, right? To go back to that. Oh dang, I done spoiled it. To go back to Neighbors, I will say though, ATM.
Yeah.
If you got that jersey and you got some fire little red and blue shoes and you want to kind of
I thought about getting it. I
will say this. The thing I don't like about the jerseys is the tan pants.
No,
because it looked like that's what makes it worse, right? If it was like white or black or something like that, it would have been way better, bro.
So you can 100%, I feel like, make this throwback pretty sweet, honestly. If you just had the jersey on and didn't see the whole wardrobe, you could get away with it. Now, to give you an idea here, Fizz, this is the whole thing, right? This is the whole get up right there. Look at those socks and with the pants being gray.
Yeah.
Now, if you go back, you didn't have the full effect of it, but if you go back to the same Bumblebee, right? Guess what the pants are? Just tan pants like that, because that's all they had. Like literally all they had was tan pants back then. Everybody just wore them tan pants. Like that's all it was.
I'm gonna see if I could bring this up, ATM, while you talking. Instantly when I saw those Giants, those giant jerseys, I thought about these KDs that I bought. I actually got them. They was the Washington DC Forwards. I think I still got them in my room somewhere.
1925, by the way, the Giants. They're the jerseys. So 1934 and 1925. Those are those jerseys.
Oh damn, yeah, and that's the thing, right? At least if you're gonna keep it ugly, let it be back in the day, like you said. The Jaguars one, they disrespectful for doing that in the new millennium, bro.
Bro, here you go. Look at that. Look at that.
That was hella disrespectful.
Look at that, bro.
Nah, hell nah,
bro. He has the cleats.
Nah,
that is terrible, bro.
My brother had one of those. I can't remember if it was Blake. It might have been Blake Bortles. Bro.
And the worst part is y'all did it to Blake. Like y'all already had a terrible quarterback. You gotta come on, man. That ain't right.
So look, when it comes to where was that with the Malik, right?
Malik,
give me this.
Sorry.
So you look at the Malik, now look at the KDs. What you think?
Oh no.
You don't think they match?
You could put them on though. Like honestly, you could wear those.
I'm saying if you had that jersey on and you threw them shoes with it, it wouldn't be a bad look, bro. I got those. You
cleat those now. Nowadays they cleat all these basketball shoes.
Yeah, for sure. Those are the Washington DC KD Fords. I still got them in I only bought them because they was DC, and I said, dang, these look all right with the Giants ones. You know what I'm saying? It's a good look.
The thing is, right? If you told me that those are I'd say white pants probably have to go with them, but the white pants will be very bold too. So I don't know. But if you told me it wasn't those brown tan pants, and maybe we didn't have to wear the crazy tall socks to go with it too.
Yeah, take the socks out. Yeah, but the reason why I bought the shoes up because the sole is actually tan, so it matched the actual. It looked like it was made. Like that's not white. That's like an off-whitish tan.
Dog, you know what's funny is I'm just looking, and the way I know, like the way that the soles and the that stuff typically gets dirty. I was just looking at it like they were dirty, but when you put it on there with the white, you can tell that they are the tan. That would be crazy if
That's what I'm
see
saying.
like
I got them right in
those.
there, bro. Literally, it made me think of. As soon as I saw that jersey, I'm like, bro, these look like the KD 4s, like literally. So I ain't gonna lie, I will rock it with that. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was kind of like a
Tough.
good blend. But moving on from these Band-Aid looking uniforms, bro. We're gonna pull up the one that I accidentally pulled up, and that's the Broncos, bro. Now I will say this. Side note, they saying that Surtain might be defensive player of the year. What you think about that?
I mean, I think he's got to be in the conversation. I don't know. I mean, I think he did get. Didn't he get it?
Oh, I don't. Well, season ain't over with yet, so he ain't like officially get it. But I heard he was like in the running.
I was hearing that he was the front runners. I guess.
That's what I
he hasn't got it. Yeah,
he's the front runner. But I will say, I always thought it was going to be at first it was TJ Watt, who we really thought. Then he kind of faded out.
Yeah,
and I thought it was going to end up going to he was another D lineman, bro. Who's the other D line that's been killing? Miles Garrett. I thought it was gonna go to Miles Garrett, honestly.
Yeah, I mean he got it already though, and I don't know.
Maybe because the Browns aren't winning games.
I was just gonna say a lot of these awards tend to be like you can win them on a really bad team, but you have to go so stat heavy that it's just you can't ignore it. You know what I mean? He just won it last year too, so.
Yeah, so I guess Surtain earned it, man. But it's good to see a cornerback get back in the rankings, man, because it seemed like them linemen really take over that award. So
yeah.
But shout out to Surtain. But go to this jersey. And it's funny that you brought this one up, Adam, because I was going to bring up, dang man, Pops. I know when you watch this, man. I always forget. I got his name right here in my head. Steve Atwater. I was gonna bring up Steve Atwater in this jersey. So. It's funny that you brought Surtain up because I told Pops we gotta get a Surtain Atwater jersey because he actually like got his number and everything. He cool with Atwater, so I told him So I told him, man, over the summer, man, holler at him, see if we can get him on the show one time, So
that would be sweet.
Yeah. So I told him we gonna get us some jerseys, ship it to him because he said, look, I ain't asked him for no favors yet, so I got one favor in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, listen, man, I'll tell you for the vibes. I don't even need to look it up, but 27, right? 27, I believe was his number.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And so I don't know. A little backstory. Steve actually he has an ATM line. So I mean, you see with ATM, yeah, I think it's ATMs. So literally, like you the ATM, but
we'll have to co-host a show together,
Exactly. So he used to go to my father's job and like change out the money at the ATM, and then they just started rapping, and then they just became cool. So Pops got his number and everything.
That's a crazy tie-in. Wow.
Yeah, and randomly he got hired with the Broncos, and then he texted him like, "Hey, congratulations, on the job." And he's like, "Yeah, man, whenever you in Denver, let me know." So we might gotta make a trip out Denver, man. Holla at Steve, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go check out Mile High. I don't know why they put that on the helmet, but 5280 is the how high up their stadium is. So, no fact, Mile High.
Well, when we go, we gotta hit a Colorado game too, baby. We gotta do it all. We gotta do it big the whole time,
If they, especially if they still there. I mean, I don't know how long that's gonna stay.
Facts.
But
I
think that's a fleeting thing.
But it's a fire jersey right here, bro. This is one of them classics. I didn't have this in my top 4, but this might be top 6, bro. That orange hit hard, man. I like it. I like that hit.
It's super clean. I think this is another good example, man. Like to me, it's funny you brought this up with Seattle, right? Because these are both 80s jerseys, right? So the Steve Largent days, the Steve Atwater days, man. But they both went to the Navy, and I feel like that was just must have been because of the times, because they never hit the same. And I currently the current Broncos regular jerseys with the Navy, they're okay. I'm not a big fan, honestly. If you look at it, right, where's the Pat Surtain one? Pull that back up for me. I don't even know where the heck I put it at.
Surtain, yeah.
You get it? Oh, here we go. All right. So if you look at it, right, the numbers today that they have are just a little bit the blocky numbers they've had over the years are a little weird. I feel like though, if they just go back to the not getting too crazy with the jersey numbers. Let the jersey text be what it is.
Yep.
Let this color scheme pop a little more of the lighter royal blue and the orange. These were clean. I don't think I'll still put them ahead of like the creamsicles or ahead of Seattle's blue, but they are up there, bro.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think they might be tied with the creamsicles, bro.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I'll pick the creamsicles, because they're just a little more iconic, honestly.
I was just gonna say the reason I would take the creamsicles is the logo.
The Bucks logo was
that old Bucks logo was fire, bro. Like that was like Jack Sparrow at his best. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that was
nasty.
fire.
It is. Now you know what's crazy? The Bucks logo is nowhere on the old school jersey, only on the helmet.
Like, in general. But
I was thinking about that, and I was like, you know what? I don't think it's on the jersey. No, you're right. And look here, it's not on the jersey either. They didn't used to have the logo on there.
It's not. And I'm trying to figure out why both my parents know all these retired players, man. What am I missing out on? But well, Ma, tell them come holler at me, man. Holler at Vincent Fuller, man. Tell them holler at your boy. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, Mom. So good look on that info.
Well, here I'm gonna give you one of the ones I wanted to pull up, and I want to see where you put this, because the Cowboys in general, right? It's a what do you want to call it? They are the standard jerseys, the classics. When you go back to some of the teams that have just been around for a long time, though, the one thing I get what you're saying, but it's also hard to be like, why change what's not broken? I think that's what you see with a lot of these teams too, is they just have such great classic jerseys that here's the problem. To change them, you'd have to make, like, what you'd end up having to come up with would have to be so voted on and approved off top that I think it's going to be hard for those teams to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure. And I'm not saying they have to. And I was, Adam, you kind of blurry again, bro. I don't know what happened. Like, you kind of like, so right now it's like you going in and out, not going in and out, but you going from clear to blurry. So right now you're a little blurry. So I just want to give you a heads up while you.
So something's up with the internet over here. I can restart.
It's probably because of the storm. But I'm just giving you a heads up. But
appreciate that though.
It's funny that you brought CD up because I had Dead. So we both on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like we both on the same 88 wave, the throwback. But I ain't gonna lie. I like that. Is that the John Madden patch right there on the CD one?
I think it is. Yeah. I think it is.
So and you know what? I'm a patch guy, bro. I always holler my jersey, man, and be like, bro, I need the one with this patch. Like, I'm dying for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. You know, I ain't both. You know, Adam, you know those jackets that got like all the team Super Bowl wins on them?
Yeah.
I don't buy Cowboys win because I'm waiting for them to win a new Super Bowl. So I said, until they win a new Super Bowl, I'm not buying one of those jackets because I don't want to be left out and this bought one that says 1990, and then now they won one and now I got an old ass jacket. So I have yet to buy one because of that. But I will say this is like a staple to me, man. This is like literally one of those on Thanksgiving, you know what's about to happen, and it's going to be, that jersey for sure. So that's one of the top ones. Somebody said that you not. Dang, you paused, bro. Where you at?
My back.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so somebody said that you not. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this on my screen you was blurry, but they said that you were not. So we're gonna leave it alone. As long as hey, chat, if y'all see him kind of, dysfunctional, let us know. But till then, like I said, this is one of those staple jerseys though, bro. Hate it or love it. You gonna see that jersey, for sure it's Thanksgiving, right? It's turducken day, 100%, no questions asked. That's definitely one of my favorite jerseys, only because it's just clean. It don't need too much. Like how I talked about, it don't change things. I like this jersey because it just look clean. So I wish I had more of those. It's just actually the only CD jersey I have is the Thanksgiving one. That's the only CD jersey I have.
Yeah, I got the Dez. I got the Dez Thanksgiving jersey, and I just rock that like a CD, man.
Thanksgiving one. That's funny.
That's crazy. Really. The Thanksgiving one is definitely my favorite. But the whites are so iconic. It's hard to place.
But you know what though? I like the whites because of the blue. The blue changes. It's like a lighter blue.
That's what I was just gonna say. What's weird about the Cowboys? It's funny you brought that up. The Cowboys are one of the only teams. I remember I was talking about the Denver went to the Navy and Seattle went to the Navy. The Cowboys have the royal in their jerseys, the white, but then the other ones are all navy, which is kind of crazy.
Facts. I don't know what that is, what that's about.
It's just an old school thing. It's just a Dallas Cowboys thing that just it just is what it is. Nobody even really questions or argues it, you know?
Well, I will say, bro, I'm gonna show my boy a little bit of love. And before we switch, I'm gonna just do this rival thing. And I'm sure, you know, all my people that's here, that's from here, that's watching, they're gonna appreciate this one.
Okay.
And I gotta go to that good throwback, man. The one I really wanted to bring was the other throwback, the real burgundy one with it was like a real throwback Sean Taylor jersey, but I couldn't find one with him with it on. It was just a jersey, so I ain't bring it up. But I like the Pro Bowl one because that's when Pro Bowl jerseys matter, bro. I don't know if they matter now, but back then, like that American looking throwback with the redskin patch on it, man, that looks fire to me, bro. I love that jersey. So I even told Dez his Pro Bowl jersey I needed. It was a silver one with like green outline numbers or gray one. And I said, damn, I need that. I was trying to look for that Dez jersey hard. But the throwback Sean Taylor one, man, that was my dog right there. My safety 101 all time. I don't care what nobody say. That's my man right there. He just had the wrong colors on, bro. But I think more so because I watched him dog us so bad that it just made me like I couldn't hate him no more. Like, man, this is that dude.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, when he passed, I think that's when he kind of was growing as a player. Because I remember the year he passed, he actually covered people. Because before that, bro, I'm telling you right now, I watch this man every play. He would let you catch the ball just to hit you. Like he just wanted to get active. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the other thing about the Pro Bowl was, I mean, the way he lit up a punter in a Pro Bowl is absolutely diabolical, bro.
Don't ever take a play off when he in the field, bro. Like, don't think it's sweet out here. You know what I'm saying?
That's absolutely insane to still think about. Like the way he absolutely destroyed that man. So
hey, I will say though, the punter got right back up. I give him his props.
He did, but like, damn, bro, that's people that literally like almost don't play the sport. Like they're specialty people, right? And get hit by an NFL like all-star is crazy.
Yeah, especially one of the hot T.O. used to curl up when he came across the middle. So that if a punter got hit,
that's what I'm saying. This is basically, you could argue, almost a non-athlete getting hit by one of the world's best athletes that does this for a highly paid living. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, nah, for real. But
RIP is so.
These are two of one of my favorite jerseys, man. The throwback original, of course, but that Pro Bowl one with that Redskin logo on it, it just hit for me, bro. I love that jersey hard, man. So shout out to Sean Taylor, man. You know, we miss you, brother. Rest in peace, man. So I'm gonna let you take the next one, bro.
Yeah, I don't see if I have any. I'll go ahead and put these up. Actually,
I brought up a couple of them. If you want to bring one up.
These ones here, I feel like again for the Rams. What do you think of these ones? I like these ones.
I like them too. That's why I brought it up.
Okay.
I actually think, because you know the Rams had like two throwback ones, right? They brought these back in like the middle 2000s. That's when Derek Fisher was there, I believe. Yep. Well, I think Sean McVay first got there. They kept those, and then when they moved to LA, they switched.
Correct.
But they had I think those were better than the Marshall Faulk and what's it, the throwback?
The Kurt Warners, yeah. The throwbacks were a little bit weird, yeah.
Yeah, because they had the white sleeve with the like they were just a little
weird. Again, they changed a little bit. They went from, so if you look at what's weird about these though, still, you see how the helmet's navy there?
It is. Royal? It's a totally different color. Yeah.
They switched from like more of a royal to when they were the LA Rams again. It was the St. Louis move, right? So when they moved to St. Louis, that was when they went to the navy thing, and the navy, and then they also made it more gold. The navy and gold in St. Louis was really not it. Honestly, they weren't. This was the way to go with the royal and the yellow, in my opinion.
And I'm tripping ATM. I gotta edit one more picture, man. So, but nah, that was one of them staples, bro, to me, because I think that's when they went to. That was like the new era of when the Kurt Warner era was over, and they kind of like switched things up a little bit. I'm sitting here trying to think, when did they like really stamp those as like the official, Rams jersey? I'm really trying to pinpoint this,
because I remember when they made this color scheme, the new color scheme, the old color scheme.
No, yeah, because remember they left the Kurt Warner era, then they went to this. Then they left this era and went to the new ones that they are now. So they kind of changed jerseys like three times in like the last 20 years.
I do think a lot of that was this is one of the few teams that was initially the LA Rams. Then they relocated. They went to St. Louis, and then they went back to LA. And I think honestly, Biz, I think they were all pretty similar to the moves, honestly, if I remember correctly. So like when they moved away from St. Louis for whatever reason, they wanted to kind of change the color scheme, and then they went back to LA, they went back to LA pretty recently, if I remember. 2007.
Yeah, that was before Gurley even left. Oh, Gurley wasn't even there. Matter of fact, because I remember the first game
moved back. I was going to say 2017. It was 2016. They moved.
I was about to say the first game they played to open the stadium was against Dallas on Sunday night, and they beat us by like a field goal. So I remember that game.
Yeah, and they didn't have their stadium right away. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, the first game they opened the stadium was against Dallas Sunday night. We lost by like a field goal. And matter of fact, I remember this, bro. Side note, we played the Atlanta Falcons and was down by like 20-some points, and we beat them off of a fluke onside kick, and we won that game. But it was like a close game, both back-to-back games. I remember that year.
So they moved in 94 to St. Louis. I'm almost positive I would actually be willing to bet that they were basically tied into the moves. Like when they went from LA moving to St. Louis, they wanted to try to, change the identity a little bit, because I mean it's hard to beat a team in LA, and you're going to St. Louis. So they ended up going back to LA, which I mean LA gets two teams again, so it's too big of a city to not give them.
I was about to say it's a big market. My only thing is one of the Chargers is gonna get their own stadium, because it's just like the Clippers and the Rams. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rams won a Super Bowl, so now it's like, hold up, bro, we got to get up out of here because y'all got a Super Bowl already. Hold up, man. We got to catch up. You know what I'm saying? For sure. You got any other ones you wanted to speak on? Yeah. Hold on. I literally had one I just pulled up, but I got one on here. Where we at, bro? We done went through them quick, bro. I thought there we go. Boom. We've got this staple right here, bro. We can't forget that one now.
The 98 Randy Moss and those specific purple ones, to me, those were clean, man.
And I wore the Randall Cunningham. I wish I would have pulled not the Randall Cunningham, the Dante Culpepper one that Mike got me, man. I should have pulled that one out.
Yeah,
I should go run and get it. But Mike hooked me up with the Randall. I keep saying Randall, the Dante Culpepper.
Yeah,
the Dante Culpepper sign one, which is straight fire. That was. I mean, when you think of Minnesota, right? I know Chris Carter is that dude, but when you think of Minnesota, you think of Randy Moss, bro, right? Like, we just got to keep it a buck, man. I mean, Chris Carter was a great guy, great receiver, but I think, you know the thing I don't like about Chris Carter? I think he tries too hard to make us remember what he did. Like a lot of times when he talked, he always talked like in defense, like y'all forgot about what I did type of talk. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I think he should just let history be history and just let people remember who he was. Because he always got to remind you that he was that dude. And I don't mind that a lot of times, but I think that's why people kind of don't look at him as one of them guys sometimes, because he forces that memory on you. You know what I'm saying? So if you know, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to say nothing. And Randy Moss, he don't say nothing. He just go out there, do his thing. And we know what he was, So I like that era though, when he was in Tennessee and in Oakland, because the same people that cheered him on in Minnesota, oh man, he's a bum, he's dysfunctional. And me as a fan, like, bro, this is Randy Moss. Y'all bugging. Once he gets right, he's gonna be right. And he ended up with the Patriots, and that was history. So I need to, man, we gonna have to get some throwback. I need to get some y'all starting to kill me with the jersey. I thought I was a Jersey man. I gotta step my game up, man. I came to the wrong place, man.
I will say they're the old Reebok ones, right? When I was in high school. So
yeah,
I'm curious how they fit and how they look and all that. I have to go find them though. As long as my parents didn't throw them away, which would be as travesty.
Oh yeah.
But if it is, it is what it is. But I'm telling you, if I could find those, man, I probably got 30, 40 of those things. With like, basically think about like the early 2000 eras, Andre Johnson jerseys, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the thing about Chris Carter, it's interesting you brought him up. Chris Carter was always like wanting, he was good enough. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Think about this, right?
Mhm.
First ballot Hall of Famer, accolades through the roof.
Through the roof, yep.
Here's the thing about it. He was always wanting to have that ability to be the man. And this is a guy that was in Philly for a couple years. Then he went to Minnesota for them to draft Randy Moss. So that like that memory again is gone because he was, even though he was the what do you call it? Better possession receiver at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone remembers Randy Moss. So to your point, I get it. And it's just the way in which he carries himself, I think, a little bit too. Truth is, if he didn't do that, if he went on, let it rest on his laurels like you're talking about, nobody would remember. He would.
No, you're right.
He would go off into.
Nah, you're right.
Never talked about.
So that's what I'm saying. I think unfortunately he has to throw himself on you, but it's like, bro, like, yeah, man, I feel bad for him in a sense sometimes, but I just hate sometimes that he always talks about himself more than other people. I think even in the best Vikings of all time list, he put Randy behind himself, and I was like, damn, I don't know about that one, bro.
I will say I get it.
He put JJ in front of him, though. He put JJ in front of him. So how you put Justin Jefferson in front of you, but not Randy? Like that was crazy. Because it's
personal. Because he hurts.
But that's my point. That's my point, bro. There's no way you do that. Come on now.
Well, and I mean, I think this. If Randy had stayed in Minnesota and he had all his success in Minnesota, I don't think Chris Carter would have said that too. So that could be part of it. But at the end of the day, man, like it is what it is. Carter will not be remembered and revered as one, but he was one of the best receivers the NFL has ever seen. So
for sure.
And he also, way back then, before they were the juggernaut they are today, Ohio State wide receiver, the Ohio State. Though the jerseys are clean, man. I think throwbacks will always be the best Vikings jerseys to me. It's subtle differences, but they're the best ones.
Nah, and speaking of college, I started with my Peter Warwick Florida State jersey just to do it, but I said, nah, let me rock that. He hate me, man. You know, this is a super throwback. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, for sure.
I even had to wear it backwards, so you didn't be like, who the hell is number 30? What is that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Vince McMahon need to be somewhere on one of these logos. But the one and only, man, I think we got to close out with this one though, ATM. I forgot right. we didn't even have this one up, so I just literally put this one up myself. I just put it went back in that powder blue, baby, that powder blue LaDainian Tomlinson, that 101 draft pick jersey, bro. I think if we talking jerseys, this might be the number one best jersey all time. Nobody can outdo it. It's one of them ones, man. And I never had one. I would see back in the day though, Adam, I was always one of those Dallas jerseys or nothing. Like I had the Marshall Faulk because it matched some shoes I had. But basketball, bro, that's my problem though. I had more basketball jerseys than anything.
Okay.
So I had the black Celtics, Paul Pierce. I had I mean, you can go down a list of jerseys, bro. I was buying basketball jerseys like it was water. But the football jerseys, I got Felix Jones in the closet, Roy Williams. Like, it was just strictly Cowboys. So I missed out on a lot of staples, unfortunately, because I was just stuck in my ways. And actually working here with y'all, man, I kind of, you know, I'm going to dip into some different colors these days, man. So
I like it.
But being where I'm from, bro, they would literally dog walk me if I didn't wear a Cowboys jersey. So now that I'm kind of in the business, like my father told me the other day, he's like, man, listen, now you win it, so you can kind of reach out a little bit, kind of expand. So I kind of feel okay wearing a different color jersey. But coming up, it was Cowboys or nothing, bro. I wouldn't be able to walk down the street if I wore another jersey.
Yeah.
So
no, that's fair.
That was my problem of not having none. So, but this one right here, this is one I wish I had, bro, for real.
Yeah, the powder blues are just they're just that jersey. I mean,
that's it.
They hit they hit back then in a different way too, right? So
oh yeah.
They also they've changed the styles a little bit, but the powder blues always just still stay like the best. The color scheme ultimately is so fire that even when they change subtleties in the jersey type, it's always still the best one. So Yeah, I mean, LT was so damn good then too, and fantasy football was becoming a more and more popular thing. So just LT,
Man.
this jersey. But like, listen, they had the old Antonio Gates in this jersey. They had, Keenan had this jersey on. So there were some other ones that wore it, but LT will ultimately be the best by far.
I mean, if you want to talk about Saquon Barkley and Alvin Kamara in one player, that was LaDainian Tomlinson, bro. Like.
LT was special, bro, and
he was a dog, bro. So where you got him at in running back, bro?
All time,
off the top. Where you got him at? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I might shock you with my answer.
Well, just shock me then. I know where I have him. Go ahead.
Number 1, baby.
I mean, I figured that's what you were gonna put him.
Okay.
You can't.
Some people wouldn't think I would do that though. That's why I said it. I just think at his prime. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm an Adrian Peterson guy to the core, bro. I think AP to me was, when we talking running backs, not catching the ball and all this and that, and we talking just dirt, feet, cleats in the dirt, running the ball, I'm taking AP over a lot of people. I think AP to me is just one of my favorite running backs of all time, no matter how you slice it up. But if we talking overall in any era, I think LT, bro, might be the greatest, man.
I mean, if you put him there, I wouldn't. If you put him there, like I don't think that's misplacing or like acting crazy. You're not crazy to put him there. For me, I'm gonna put Barry there. I feel like Barry.
That was my. I'm neck and neck with that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Barry to me, I'm gonna say this, and this is what I don't mean to cut you off, but this is why LT became my number 1.
Okay.
Barry was always my number 1. Until I started playing fantasy and I started appreciating receiving at the running back position. Then LT moved up. But Barry was always my number 1 since I was a kid, whatever you want to look at. But when I started appreciating actually watching guys catch passes at the running back position and scoring touchdowns, and I think LT just bumped up a little bit more. But if I had to tier it, they in the same tier.
Yeah.
But if we talking rankings, I'm taking LT 1 though.
It's fair. I mean, for me, Barry Sanders is going to stay at 1 just because, like, I feel it's probably still underappreciated because the Lions now are really good, right? This Lions team where he played on was always literally, when I say horrendous, they were pitiful everywhere. So I just don't think it's appreciated enough where, like,
I'm with you.
For him to leave the game early, him
stats, and Calvin Johnson, right?
Yeah,
two of the best players we've ever seen in life had to retire because of this Lions,
and had some very not good things to say, and still held animosity towards that franchise today. But like, think about he leaves early, and his stat line still, when LT went to the Jets and was not the same player at the very end, right? Getting stats, his stats still compare neck and neck with LT's, and he averages 5 yards a carry, which I know it's an old stat. But that 5 yards of carry he got on those teams is crazy to think about. And I just feel as though it's impossible to say this without putting feeling into it, or, it's subjective, right? But I feel like if he was on any bit of a better team, a good organization, like Barry might be the untouchable like player to argue against. So that's why I put him at 1 in my defense.
No argument with me.
I'll put LT probably, I will say, I'm probably going to put him at 2. Arguing the eras is just such a tough thing, right? Because I wasn't around. I know I've watched film. I've heard some of the stuff with like guys like Walter Payton, guys like Jim Brown, especially. Like Jim Brown was ridiculous, and everything you hear about him was so damn good. You're like, all right, should I put Jim Brown? But I'm going to put LT for the ones that I know of, not going way back in the day, at 2 for sure.
Well, again, bro, I'm not arguing with you. Barry was always my number 1. I always preach Barry. I just watching the game more and learning to appreciate receiving backs, it made me boost LT up. But they're in the same tier. They're neck and neck. They're literally, I'm not going to argue with you either way. So I'm a Barry fan to the core. He always was better than Emmett and all that stuff to me. I don't think I'm being biased. Like I'm an Emmett fan. No, it was always Barry to me. Just watching the game a little closer than what I used to watch it, I just started appreciating what LT was doing. But
there's guys that are right in the same conversation still. Like You could put Emmett in there. I think if you talk about receiving back, the one that really for the receiving part of the game to me, Marshall Faulk was that guy when it came to dual threat ability.
But that's what I'm saying. I felt like LT was both of it. Like I said, I feel like LT is Alvin Kamara and Saquon Barkley put together.
Yeah, if you could have a hybrid, which I mean, like LT was not quite as athletic as Saquon, but if you could make a comp between the two and blend it into a person, I mean, that's a good call. And I guess here's the thing about LT too. He was so good that like it didn't matter for how long, teams just could not stop him. Ultimately, running backs don't necessarily are not the specific reason teams end up winning long term and go to the Super Bowl and all that. But those teams were ridiculous, and he won an MVP at the quarterback position too.
And I will say this because this was brought up a couple years ago, and I heard it from somebody's show. Christian McCaffrey, where you got him at, bro? Before we close out, CMC to me he's been hurt a lot, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint where you want to put him. But just thinking of overall what he can do with any team if he's healthy in his prime, I mean he's right there with LaDainian Tomlinson as far as skill. You know what I'm saying? Like
sure,
CMC one of them dudes. I know he's a white guy, so people kind of like throw a little bit of shade on him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, CMC one of them dudes, man.
No, CMC is. I think ultimately when you talk about the overall conversation, when he's still playing, it's hard for me to even think about it. But even if I try to do that, and the biggest problem for him will be probably how long he plays versus as well as the fact that he had, when you look at it, he's had some ridiculously good seasons, but has had a hard time staying on the field. So his injuries combined with how long he plays will be interesting to see what piles together.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I just want to throw it out there.
But when healthy, I mean, if you're talking when healthy at their prime,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
If you're talking when healthy at their prime, you could put him in the mix with anybody. You could put him in the mix with anybody.
Yeah, nah, for real. We talking health, bro. I feel like guys like CMC, even Saquon, right? We talk about Saquon so much, but he had like literally 2 or 3 seasons where he was hurt, and he was also with the Giants. If he was with this Philly team for the 3 years in a row, who knows where he would have been over the last 3 years. So, right now it's the Saquon era. You know, we went through the Derrick Henry era, but LT and Barry Sanders to me are 1 and 1. I'm not even gonna put them 1 and 2. I got them 1 and 1. You pick your poison. I'm cool with either
1A, 1B. I like it.
I'm good with either or, man. Yeah, so out of all the ones we brought up tonight, ATM, before we close out, you know what? Damn, we didn't even bring this one, bro. We skipped this one. Come on, man.
I'm wearing it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like, damn,
I'm blurry, so let's put the guy up, you know.
We skipped that one, bro. So, you know, so quick question. He gonna hit 1,000 yards this year?
Yeah, and he's 85.
85, right?
Yeah, and he's 85. And also, it's like, I think it's 750,000. A lot of these guys have, incentives in their contract. So he has something like, I think, 750K on the line too. So I got a pretty good feeling, although they need to win this game to get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be dragged off that field before he doesn't get 85.
And honestly, I don't even think he's going to drag. I think the team is going to say, listen, bro, you're not getting off this field till you get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and I want to add this, right? Because this jersey is hot fire. I'm glad you got it on because it's straight fire. Damn, that's now that I'm looking at his, like it makes yours look better. Like they look fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm kind of hating on the low, but nah, I'm with you though. AP, bro. Listen, AP was always my favorite running back, man. I love AP to the core, to the death. AP was one of them dudes, bro. So no knock on AP whatsoever. He's number 2 right behind LT and Barry to me. Like Barry and LT is 1-1. AP is number 2, bro. So I'm with you. No knock on it. But I will say this, bro. Thinking of the records and 1,000 yards and the 85 yards that he needs, before we close out, how do we feel about Saquon Barkley not chasing history, bro?
I think it's one of these things where it's easy to look at it, especially as a person that makes content plays and loves fantasy football, right? It's easy to think about, man, like it's very hard for anybody to get to this point in time and have that opportunity in general, right? How many people have the chance to go chase an NFL record? So there's a part of you that always feels like, man, go get that thing. So I get that. And while I understand that, and I think it'd be really hard if I was on a teammate of his to be like, no, you shouldn't go play, right? you got to remember the whole reason that these guys in the locker room are together and they play, and they're going out with one goal in mind to start the season. Now, don't get it twisted. All these players want each other to have their own individual success, but that ultimately they all will put behind the team success where they're supposed to. I get wanting to go get it. I think the right thing to do probably is sit him, unfortunately, because I just put it like this. This is the reason I say that.
Yeah.
Let's say you put Quads out there, right? Let's say you put him out there. He goes into chasing 100+ yards. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, just think about it this way too. What do you like? Think about the way the game is structured for this Week 18 matchup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you telling me there's not an extra incentive for the team you're playing? Like, you're going up against the Giants, right? The Giants, like, the whole organization, I think, didn't love the way it went down, and they're ultimately just as much more so at fault probably that he's gone. They don't want him to get this record on them. That defense does not want to be a part of the game where he gets this record on them. And I don't think this is actually going into the decision for them to pull him out. But imagine when they're not trying to have him do that, if he gets a weird tackle or something happens, and now he misses the playoffs, like that would be devastating to this team. And you could say, well, it was unnecessary. So I kind of look at it and I think about, while it's not the same because there's a record on the line. I remember going back to the Ravens team where Harbaugh had a record on the line. It was his own record. It wasn't an individual record. He wanted to play for the most preseason wins in a row. I mean, the dumbest ass record you've ever, like, nobody cares about the preseason. He put Dobbins out there. Dobbins got hit in the knee, and it was like a career altering injury for him. And I think it'd be really easy to say, yeah, go get it. But I think ultimately getting healthy and staying healthy when you have what you need locked up for the playoffs is probably the right thing to sit him.
It's funny, bro. I have a total opposite opinion, bro.
I seen your Twitter take, so I'll give you. That's why I gave you mine. Go ahead. Here,
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. If I've been up for 23 hours and I need 1 hour of sleep, I need an hour before the 24 hours is closed. But you also know that I have a streak going on. I have something going on that's going to be like remembered until the end of time. I don't ever want you to tell me to take that hour off, bro. I want you to say, hey, just go for it, because this is why. Saquon Barkley right now with this record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he doesn't get injured. Let's say he sits out and they lose week 1 of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that they go out and they win. They go win to the next week. If they don't win the Super Bowl, it all was a waste of time, right? You sat out for nothing. You didn't win the Super Bowl anyway. That's one. Because winning the Super Bowl is going to be hard enough to do. Like, it ain't like it's guaranteed for them to win, right? 2, let's say they win the Super Bowl. In your mind, you can say, well, we won the Super Bowl and Saquon sat out and he broke the record, so thankfully he didn't get hurt. But little bit in you, knowing me as a man and as a guy that prides himself on being like who I am, I don't see Saquon. He's going to tell himself in the house, yeah, I sat out, man. It's cool. I won. But deep down inside, when he get 50, 60, 70 years old, he's going to say, man, I wish I would have got that record, bro. And as an organization, right, every offensive lineman, every coach, every player, the owner, everybody on that team is going to wish that 20 years down the line, man, you know what? I would have been a part of history of blocking for Saquon Barkley, who broke the record, and I would have been a part of it. Like you basically, and I'm not knocking him for it, but as a team, bro, as your teammate, I would never stop you from your blessing, because I feel like that's a blessing to even be put in that situation at 28, 27 years old after 3 ACL, terrible injuries. Like, for you to be in this position, I know for a fact Saquon is going to regret not chasing that record, and he's 100 yards away. And like you said, the Giants are not going to let it happen, but the storyline of doing it against the Giants makes it even better, bro. Like, for you to be going up against the Giants of all teams that shatter this record, bro, I'm going to juice up. I'm going to sniff the smelling sauce. I'm drinking Michael Jordan's water at halftime. Whatever it takes to get you this record as an offensive line, nobody's going to stop you from getting this record. Now, I will say, if I give you a half and you got 15 yards on 20 carries, all right, bro, it ain't happening today. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. We tried.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that as up as part of it too. I mean, imagine you go out there and play and risk getting hurt and you don't get the record. 1, 2.
But Adam, he can get hurt in practice tomorrow. Like,
sure,
injuries happen, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
like,
but there's certainly not even debatably a much higher risk playing a game than there is playing.
Now again, you go out there and they playing dirty. You see they hitting you in the leg. Okay, cool. But I'm just saying, bro, I would have you dressed up at the minimum, and I want to see how you feel that day. I wouldn't X you out on Monday. Like, I want you to show up at the game in uniform. Now, if we show up and you change your mind, all right, cool. But I know for sure he gonna be on that sideline eating sunflower seeds in his sweats, hearing that crowd, and he gonna be like, "Man, I should have dressed up for this game."
I don't necessarily think he's gonna look back at this and say that I should have for sure went for it. Well, remember earlier in the season, and they had a sideline, very close view of this, right? Sirianni went, so Saquon had a chance to get his individual high in a game, and Sirianni goes, "Look, I'm about to put in everybody else, and I'm gonna put in all the other guys. Everyone that starters is gonna go out, but I want to see you get this record. So if you want to go get your own record today, I'd love to see you do that." Give him every chance. He's like, "Nah, let the young guys eat. Let them eat." And like that was already. I think that was just foreshadowing. Honestly, when you look back at it, of Saquon Barkley this year, whether he gets that record or not, he already won. Like, he is playing with house money, and he proved everything that everybody thought or did not think of him in particular. He's proved this. He's already proven that now.
For sure.
I also think there's a scenario of why can't he get it next year?
I mean, but why not get it this year when you 100 yards away?
Here's another thing. But let me finish real quick, because here's the thing: if he wanted to get the record pure and clean, he would have already had to get it. You know what could happen even if he does get it? You went and put him in there in a game which didn't matter, and the fact is you only got there because you have the extra game now. See,
that's cool.
The old record wasn't, but it's now argued. Is it actually better than the old school record because it was in less games? And you could say no. So
this why, bro. This why though. This
why. Why?
Because people only remember what they last saw. They only remember that. And the world that we're in right now is going so fast. Nobody remembers history. They only remember.
Sure they do.
Yeah, me and you do. But this new generation, bro, in 20 years, think about this, right? I talk about this with TV shows and movies. We don't appreciate even music. We don't appreciate nothing anymore because they putting out new CDs every 2 days. They got a new TV show every 2 days. They got a new movie coming out every single. It's so much high volume in the world right now that you tend to forget what even came out of last month. You like, bro, last month, that's old. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything gets old. And my boy E wrote this. Walter Payton not scoring that touchdown in the Super Bowl. He hated the coaches and everything for the rest of his life until he died about that. And I remember Mike Dicker talking about that. Like, man, I didn't know. I would have put him in the game. But he really hated. I think they said he didn't even show up to like the Super Bowl reunions. Like, he really hated that the coach didn't do that. Alvin Kamara on Christmas. Alvin Kamara was one touchdown away from scoring. Sean Payton didn't pay attention to it and let Drew Brees dive over. And certain things, bro, they don't mean anything until it means something. And to me, if I'm Saquon Barkley, he's going to take the high road as a teammate and as a player, as he should. But if I'm on his team, that's just me. I'm not everybody, but me. If I know you got history coming and it's something that might not ever be broken, I'm in your ear. I'm texting your wife. I'm talking to the coach. Hey, make sure he get this record, and we're going to get him this record because his kids can always say, my dad broke this record. In 20, 30 years, nobody going to say, damn, Saquon finished number 9 and they didn't make the Super Bowl. They're going to forget all about it. No, this year isn't going to matter if he don't get the record or win the Super Bowl. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, I just don't think that that's true, that this year's not going to matter. He's revitalized a position and he's in the MVP mix, even if he doesn't win it.
Yep.
What he's done this year is a big win for him. And I think ultimately, put it like this, he's now on a team that's winning, right? This is a guy that never was on a good team, right? Being a part of a team and being a part of a team that's trying to win a title, I think he's relishing having all of this. He would put it like this: if you had to ask Saquon Barkley, hey, you go get this record, but do it on the Giants, and you guys are going to miss the playoffs, or you could be a part of a team that has a chance to win a Super Bowl and maybe not quite get the record, even though it was in reaching distance. He's taking the latter every time because you want to be on a good team. You want to have team success, and you'll always have that a front of individual success. And I think if you chase individual records ahead of the team, ultimately then it will become to where the team doesn't fuck with you. Like I'm not going to say they wouldn't fuck with him, huh?
But that's my point though. As a teammate, I need you to get it. I don't want you to not get it, because think about this, right? What's your last memory of Julio Jones right now?
My last memory of Julio Jones, I have so many of them, but what is it? I don't know.
You're a diehard football fan, right?
Yeah.
The last memory of most people is, oh man, he washed. He was with Philly. He ain't do nothing, right?
Well, I don't actually think of him being washed. I mean, I know he was washed at the end, but I always think of him being ridiculous in Atlanta and having a chance every year in some of the 1,800-yard seasons to be like, damn, he could beat Calvin Johnson.
AJ Green. Right. I'm just saying, when you think about the plays towards the end, think about Ezekiel Elliott. What's your memory of Ezekiel Elliott right now? Not you as a analyst, as a real sports fan. The average fan right now. What's the average fan thinking of Zeke right now?
Well, Zeke's still playing right now for sure. So he's washed. He's not the same player for sure.
So I'm just saying, but they forgot about all the years of Zeke being one of the best running backs ever. He pretty much was rookie of the year. They gave it to that. Zeke came in at the running back position and made you remember, like, damn, I really enjoyed the position, right? Now he's washed. Now he's cooked. Now you laughing at him. At some point, Saquon is going to get old, and they're going to say the same thing. When he could have broke this record, and then they're going to go back to the mode of, damn, Saquon really broke that record. Adrian Peterson was 6 yards away. And now we don't even remember that he was 6 yards away. All we remember is, some people remember, oh, man, he got hurt 2 times. Oh, man, he got locked up for this. A lot of people still going to question his history from little things. But the one thing that he could have did on one run was get that 8-9 yards that he needed and set the record. And we'll be talking about that forever. Me personally, bro, know
it's just. I hear you. I hear you, and I hear you, and I'm not trying to change your mind, because obviously it's not going to be changed.
It's not. No, you're not.
But the point is, like, you're talking about. See, I very full-heartedly disagree with it. We don't remember history, because we definitely do. There's definitely a lot of things in history that we remember, and to me, one thing that will be remembered in this season just as much, if not more, because of the way that video and everything is now.
Yeah.
The way him jumping backwards over a guy, hurdling backwards over a guy, that probably will be as remembered for people as holy shit, what happened on the football field, than if he ends up getting or not getting this record, this stat, right? At the end of the day, all this stat becomes every single year is what? History. So in what you're speaking of, if that remains true, the biggest problem with it, I see the biggest flaw, is it's eventually going to be a stat that, again, gets broken or nobody cares about because it's old. If everybody just kind of forgets about the past, you're doing it right now, and then it's just going to be forgotten about. So if we remove anyone caring about history, why chase the record to be in the history books?
Because it's something you can't deny. Remember, Dan Marino, bro, was one of the best passers of all time, and most people only remember that he didn't make any playoff runs and no Super Bowls. They talk about him not winning a Super Bowl more than they talk about him being one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Sure. I mean, but they still do.
So if Saquon don't win a Super Bowl, they're never going to remember this season. They're going to forget about it.
But why is Dan Marino not regarded? Why is it questioned if he was that great of a player? It's because he didn't win a Super Bowl.
No, for sure. But I'm saying, if Saquon doesn't win, then we're never even. I'm not saying us. I'm just saying the casual fan, right? Because a lot of things I'm saying, I'm not saying us. Like, I'm saying the casual fan. They're never going to remember this 2,000-yard season. So he basically grinded all season. So this is like how I'm gonna end my point. He literally was chasing the record all season, right? Every week we kept talking about Saquon almost there. He almost there. Now we get 100 yards away and we're going to back out. No, we finished the job. if week 15 we was talking about him getting a record, then he go out against Dallas and gets more yards than we expected, and he on the verge of getting it, you finish the job. If he wasn't this close, if he needed 300 yards, then you sit him. But to sit him when he's right at the finish line, bro, there's no way I'm allowing that. As a coach, I'm gonna let you know we signed you for a reason. You get hurt, we're gonna figure it out because we went to the Super Bowl before you got here, right? They went before Saquon got there. So I'm not banking my Super Bowl run on Saquon being 100% healthy. I'm banking on us being a great team overall, no matter who on the roster. Because if Jalen Hurts can't play, then what they gonna do? They still gonna have to play without one of their best players. So anybody can get hurt anytime. I'm just saying, as one of the leaders on the team, I'm not allowing you to miss this opportunity because your history is my history. If I was on that offensive line, guess what? They gonna only remember you. But at home, I'm gonna say, hey, I blocked for him. I was part of the reason he was there. So as a teammate, I'm not gonna let you sit out. That's all I'm saying, bro.
So football is the ultimate team sport, right? You got 22 players when you talk offense and defense, not to mention special teams. But that ultimate team sports, like one of the things about football in general, one person makes a bad play, meaning a penalty, it sets the whole team back, right? Mm-hmm. If you ask any player that's played a team sport, especially football, though, and I'd almost guarantee this, if they have what they mark as things they want to do and accomplish this season, I would venture to say, now some players may put this at number one and may actually care more about their individual things than this number one. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I guarantee if they make a list of what do they want to most accomplish this season, every player in the NFL's first and number one thing is going to be win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and until they got the number one rushing 2,000 yards.
Not until, no caveats, no. Here's the thing. You talk about finish the job. Finishing the job for the team is winning the Super Bowl, right?
But if they don't win it, then what, bro? That's what I'm saying.
But what the same exact thing goes for Saquon going out for an individual record. What if he goes out and doesn't get it?
So look, Pops just said it, right? And Pops, you on the same wave as me. Nobody remembers Emmitt Smith as the number one rusher because they say Barry Sanders should have got it. He better anyway. That's what most fans going to say, right? Yeah, Emmitt got it by default. Barry would have got it if he was playing. I feel like now you're going to question Saquon Barkley. You're never going to. One, he didn't even finish number 2 or 3 on the list. He's number 9. That's what make it even worse. If he was number 2 and he didn't get it, at least you could say, you know what? He sat week 9, but he almost had it. He still got to beat 8 more people to even get there. So nobody's going to remember this season, bro, other than us, the real fans. But the average fan, when they come down to it, they're not going to care about his 2,000 yards he gained. It was a waste. He burnt his body up for nothing.
Well, I will say this. If it only comes down to what the casual or not paying attention fan thinks, I don't give a shit. And I know the NFL players don't give a shit either. Because if you think about, if you know the game and you watch the game, whether he's 9, 1, or 15, this season for me will never be forgotten that Saquon Barkley had. And I think there's probably a piece of him that's, I don't know how he feels, obviously. No idea. I think it's probably a little bit of I think
he's the one that brought it up. I think, honestly, he's the one that said, hey, I'm good. But I think he's only doing that to be a team player. I think if he had guys around him on the team making him play, he would do it. Like, if I was on his team, he wouldn't be sitting out. I would literally, man, bro, you're not sitting out. I don't give a damn. You're going to get up. Like, you're going to get in this game. That's just me. But I think he's taking the high road, but he's feeding off of what everybody else. I think if he had somebody on his back, I said this on the show the last week. If he had that Draymond Green, that Kevin Durant, remember when Draymond Green was in front of Kevin Durant like this, like hyping him up? If he had that, he'd be out there playing Sunday.
Why do you think Draymond Green's remembered and talked about?
Well, Draymond Green is a wild boy, man.
Nah, because he played for the Warriors and because he winning all them damn rings. At the end of the day, if you're not winning the title,
but if they don't win, bro, then you literally got 2,000 yards for nothing, bro.
Why?
And like I said,
why did you get why did you get 2,000 yards for nothing? See, I feel like you're looking at this as a only one-way thing. Saquon Barkley already got 2,000 yards while sitting a game. That's already one of the best seasons that's ever been had by a running back.
But it's not going to be talked about, bro.
Yes,
we only remember because, bro, listen, I'm telling you, we're going to remember it. But history is going to, man, listen, we can say what we want. Me personally, knowing who I am as a man and thinking that I know what Saquon Barkley is, he's a very humble guy. He really seems like it, right? But
number 8
listen
on
to
the
Eric
list for the record, by the way.
Listen to Eric Dickerson. Even Eric Dickerson said, "Listen, I don't want him to break my record." And that record he set 20-some years ago. Eric Dickerson, or 30-some. Eric Dickerson don't want to lose. He don't even want to lose the record. So the fact that he broke it 30 years ago and don't want to lose it, if Saquon isn't even number 2 on the list, why would we remember him if the guy who set the record don't want to lose it and he 30 years in? That's something that you're gonna hold forever. I don't care about because not everybody is built to win a Super Bowl, bro. Not everybody. And to be honest, not everybody's going to win that Super Bowl, but individual accolades come into play. We celebrate Carmelo Anthony, bro, like he was one of the greatest of all time, right?
Who, you?
No, I'm just saying in general, as the fan base speaks on Carmelo Anthony as one of them ones, right?
He was a very, very gifted offensive player, but he didn't win, right?
But I'm saying a lot of people celebrate him and his career as one of the best to ever play. Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
I mean, if you think that, then Saquon has literally no problems in the world. Because if that's the case for him, Saquon, whether he plays another down.
I'm saying what I'm hearing. So, all right. So I don't want to go too long over it, but I will say this. Me personally, I feel like Saquon, his teammates, and everybody that has something to do with this season is going to regret it. Even if they win the Super Bowl, they can say, all right, we won a Super Bowl. He didn't get hurt. But if they lose that Super Bowl, only thing they're gonna talk about this whole summer as a man looking in the mirror is, man, we should have got him that damn record.
Can I tell you? I'm gonna give you the biggest flaw in the logic of this again. Who was the number 1 running back you have
coming into the season?
No, just today when we talked jerseys.
Oh,
you
LT.
said, right. LT's never even had 2,000 in a season.
I believe it.
So I believe you. How long until you forget about LT?
But I had Barry Sanders there for a long time, though.
Right, but I'm saying LT's regarded in the same breath as some of the best running backs of all time. He's already beaten his best season by 200 yards rushing. Saquon has.
I'm with you, bro. But
why is LT's not in the top 10 rushers in a season? Why is he's not forgotten?
But think about this. That was in a time where we enjoyed and embraced people doing great things. We in a time now that tomorrow we forgot all about your accolades because everything is so fast. It's so digital that nobody remembers history no more. Nobody moves on. And I know you're gonna make the point of if they don't remember history, why chase it? I understand that, but no matter what, they can't erase your name out of history. Right.
No.
So no matter if you remember or forget it, they can't erase it. But right now, bro, nobody cares. People argue is Jordan even we got fans now that don't even remember Jordan playing, so they don't even regard him as one of the best because they'd never seen it or they don't remember.
And you got to get on the film and whatever. Sure.
So I'm not saying that history is like it matters. Is like it's like the number one thing. I'm just saying for me as a person, as a man, as a guy who loves what I like to do. Right, is no way that personally. And as your teammate, I'm a root for you to be the best version of you, bro. And you being 100% healthy or risking your health in a game that doesn't matter isn't as important to me because I'm gonna say this: regardless of who playing, we gonna go win the Super Bowl. That's how I'm gonna think as a player, right? I'm not saying that not having Saquon isn't gonna kill you because it literally is. But me coming into the game, I don't give a damn who on this field. If I'm getting paid and I'm on this field, ain't no competition with us. We gonna win the Super Bowl because we in Philly and it's the team. So if you get hurt, damn it, I'm sad it had to happen, but we gonna win the Super Bowl. That's how I'm coming into the game. I'm not gonna second guess it no matter who get hurt.
But see, they're gonna say it didn't. I'm sad it happened. It didn't have to happen. That's the problem with it. And I think too, I'll just say this at the last point, and I get it. We've both talked a fair amount of points here. But Saquon's the only person. Think about this. You want to have your only thing, right? You're the number 1. Saquon's the only person that's rushed for 2,000 that sat a game out.
I'm with you.
So,
but remember.
So now you can really drive it. Point. What's up?
But Eric Dickerson broke the record at like 16 games. So technically he broke it before Saquon would have broke it anyway. So it kind of, it kind of like you can argue that point with the history of it. I'm just saying.
So then if he goes and gets it, you can argue the same history of, he had the extra game anyway.
But guess what? You can argue all you want. I got it. You can say whatever you want. It's mine.
But
So I don't care.
But it's the numbers just don't match. Eric Dickerson, if he had an extra game, all of a sudden it's a conversation again. It becomes conversational.
People question Floyd's 50 wins because they say he fought all bums towards his last 4, but he still got it, right? He's still 50-0.
Saquon still got 2,000. I think Saquon has 2,000 yards for the season, and he has a chance to go still win a Super Bowl. And that, my friend, will beat everybody's list. Eric Dickerson, Adrian Peterson, Jamal Lewis, Barry Sanders, Derrick Henry, Terrell Davis, Chris Johnson. Keep the list going. Mm-hmm. None of those guys won a Super Bowl. Saquon can be the first 2K yard winner and find a way to be like the Super Bowl MVP or something.
But unfortunately, Philly ain't gonna win, man. That's how we gonna leave it because they garbage.
That's fair.
And we know Detroit gonna win it, so we ain't worried. But Detroit gonna be on the NFC. Baltimore's gonna win it, but Saquon won't win the ring, so he need to go chase that ring.
Dang.
I'm about to add him right now and send him this video clip and say, "Hey, bro, I'm fighting for you. Put your Kelly Greens on and get it popping, man." So, that was a good debate, though, bro. The show went longer than I wanted because that was a good debate.
Of that, for sure.
But that was a good one, though. We see it 2 different ways, but I'm glad we do because we got a chance to really check it out. And me personally, just know, bro, I'm not saying that you are gonna do this. But if you tell me you got a record that you're chasing, but you need this amount of sleep or whatever the case, and bro, I'm never going to let you sleep. I'm going to stay up with you to make sure you get that record-setting number because that's just me. I'm going to tell myself that I'm beating this record or whatever the case because I just need it as morally, bro. I don't care about the history or what if.
Yeah.
I need to get that. I need that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me give you another one. What if I told you that I had a chance to go do something individually that was going to be what sounds like or could be the best thing that I could do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be in the way of the squad success, Al Harmon's success.
Go do it.
Here's the problem. Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I'm not even. I wouldn't be here today. I'm not here today.
No, I'm with you, but this the thing though, right? And I'm glad you brought that up because now that mean everybody around you got to step up, bro. Listen, I'm here.
No, I'm just saying I'm still and always going to. If I'm on a team that I believe in and that's the goal, that's going to come first for me or for anybody, especially in a team sport. So I think that's where Saquon's choosing.
But that's why it's called a team sport because the team got to step up in your absence and let you go be great. Because I know you ain't going to leave us forever. You're going to come back with better knowledge and better gamesmanship around you. So that's why, hey, bro, go do what you got to do because your boy here, just give me the plug and I'm in the game now, baby. Put me in the driver's seat. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. If I gotta stay up later, get no sleep because Adam ain't around, sign me up, coach.
Yeah, I think it always in a situation like just remove this one from it. Like if the team starts putting the individual in front of the team, that's not going to go well for not just sports, for life in general. If the teams start putting individuals in front of the team's success, that's going to be problematic.
He chasing 1,000, right?
And they chasing the playoffs, right?
But he's chasing 1,000, right? So
if they're co-aligned 100%, if Saquon, if they needed to win this game to get a bye or to win the division or something like that. They're not even talking about him not playing.
So I'm asking you, I think Saquon 85. I mean, Mike Evans like 85 yards away.
85 yards. Yep.
If they had a Division I playoff one, you don't think he'd play and get that 1,000?
I don't know. That would probably come down to him personally too.
He gonna play, bro. Because you know why? Because Baker and everybody on that team. Baker already said it. Mike Evans ain't talking about this, but my goal is to get him that. That's what Baker said, and that's his
for sure. Well, of course, they're trying to win the division right now.
But I'm saying, but Brady even said it. When Brady was there, they won the division. Brady said he had a $500,000 bonus. He had this and that. I'm gonna get him their money.
He's got a $3 million bonus right now. You know, Saquon has, I think, a $3 million bonus on the line too.
Get him the money, baby. That's what. Hey, listen, bro. I'm not saying I'm a selfish person, but if it's gonna make you be better and be great at what you are, I'm all for it, bro. You got to step away. Go do what you got to do, bro, because it's time for me to step up. That's how I feel. that's how we gonna leave it, man. We had a good show tonight. We gonna talk all night about this, but I'm glad we saw differences in that because I felt like we both hit great points. And I just kind of wish Saquon would go get it, man, because me personally, if it's gonna make you better, it's gonna make me better. It's gonna make me want to make you better. So as your teammate, as your friend, as your guy, I want to hold you down in the best way possible. So unfortunately, Saquon ain't chasing it no more. It is what it is. And that's how we gonna leave it, ATM, man. We had a good one though. Good Jersey night. I don't know who watched the whole way through, but you can rewind it, leave your comments on your favorite jerseys.
Hopefully I'm not too blurry the whole way through, you know.
Well, the ones that we didn't hit on, I don't know which ones we missed, but I'm sure we missed some favorites out there. I ain't see Pops all night. So Pops, you can run it back. I got your Steve Atwater up there. We talked about some stuff. So I did see my boy Jake, man. Jake always come through. Hey, listen, Jake. Hey, Adam, man. I don't know if you know, but Jake always come through. He show your boy love.
Always.
My boy said that he had some tickets for me to come see Carolina game. I ain't make it, but 2025, I'm gonna be in North Carolina to come see my boy Jake, man. So
check out Charlotte.
Shout out my boy Jake. That's my dog right there. Tap in with me, Jake. I don't know if you want Twitter or the X's and spaces, man, but tap in with me, bro. We gonna lock in, man. So
we saw Jake the Snake appearance this last weekend.
For sure. So you know what I'm saying? Look, man, so outside of Saquon not breaking the record, and I ain't feeling it, man. As a Dallas fan, I still want to see him break it. So outside of that, man, anything for me lead the people though, Adam?
That's it, man. The jerseys, there's a lot of drip jerseys, there's a lot of woke jerseys, but let us know what you think. Let us know what y'all think.
That's that real hate. That's that real throwback right there, baby. So if you know that real original XFL, and that's how we gonna leave it, man. So we out of this thing.
Love y'all.
Back at y'all. Be back soon, baby. So love y'all. We out of this thing.
Peace.